Hello YouTube, it's Si here from Si Moto Photo. Welcome back to the channel. I've had lots of comments asking for a road ride and review of the Tiger 900 GT Pro. Well, here it is. It's first thing in the morning here in Glasgow. I've got my hands on this guy, the 2024 Tiger 900 GT Pro for the day, and I'm going to take it out, do some sort of country roads, take it for a blast, see what I think of it, and I'm going to find out if this is worth upgrading from the old 900 GT Pro to this 2024 model. So come on and let's go for a ride and we'll see what we think. Okay, so full disclaimer, this is the first time I've actually thrown a leg over the new Tiger 900, to be honest. It's been in the shop, I've not even got it registered yet, it's got a trade plate on it, so this is a whole new experience to me. Now, as many of you who watch the channel already will know, I've done lots of reviews on the 900s. I've done the 900 Rally, the GT Pro, the Rally Pro, and I'll link some, I'll put some links up to those reviews if anybody's interested and you want to see them. But this is a kind of midlife revamp for the Tiger 900 model, and I want to find out today, is it worth the upgrade? What changes have they made? So let's see what it's all about. Listen, I want to thank everybody who subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate the subscriptions and all those that interact and comment and like the videos. It's fantastic. I cannot believe it. It's the videos get, you know, lots of views from people. So really thanks very much for getting involved. And I want to say a massive thanks to everybody that's bought me a coffee or donated a tank of fuel, or sorry, not a tank of fuel, a fiver towards some fuel, because it's quite a small channel, obviously, and it's a very small channel. I don't get paid. I get very little income from the channel, so any help and any support makes a massive difference. Anybody that does want to sort of, if I've added any value and you want to buy me a coffee or buy me some fuel, you can do so on the link. But anyway, let's just crack on with this review. So initially when I got on this bike, the first thing that jumped out at me was how comfortable the seat is. They've made a big difference to the seat. They've widened it, and they've made it more padded. Now, when I'd done the review on the Tiger 900, the older ones, when I'd done them, one of the things I did criticise was how hard the seat was. I did say, to be fair, it's not necessarily a bad thing. A hard seat can be a blessing on a long journey, but when you first got on the Tiger 900 of old, it does strike you how sort of firm the seat is. But this is a totally different seat. It feels really plush to sit on, and it's wider for my big backside as well, which is fantastic. The drawback of them doing that though is they've added 20mm to the seat height, so they've raised the seat height up a wee bit, so it's now over 800mm. I'll tell you this, when we do a walk round with the bike, I'll give you the exact size. I think it's about 820 or 830, I can't remember, but I'll cover that when we walk round the bike. But it has raised the bike up a wee bit, but I tell you what, the trade-off is a far more comfortable seat. It's really nice. Now, I wanted to do a couple of hours on the bike before I actually gave you any impressions of it. So I've been out on the bike for a wee bit this morning, and I came along the motorway to this point, and one of the things that they've done in the new Tiger is they've put dampeners in the handlebars just underneath the clamps here, and they've smoothed out, they've done some remapping of the engine, and they've put some new balancers into the engine, and the whole purpose of that is to make the engine a lot more smooth and a lot more linear, and they've definitely achieved that. Now, to be honest, I never found it very vibey at all. I think everyone's got a different tolerance to vibes in their fingers and things like that, and I never really found it vibey, but people must have done, because Triumph have taken on board what the feedback was with the bike, and they've made some changes, but they haven't lost what I really liked about the bike, which was the character, the thrum, the noise. It sounds fantastic, and it's still got that T-plane Triumph sort of roar off the engine. It sounds fantastic. but it is silky smooth. I have to be honest, it really is smooth, and I'm loving the new dash setup now. When you're riding along with this dash, it looks like, you know, it's one big speed on the middle, and you know, the Tiger 1200's had this dash for quite a while, and people sometimes said, you know, there's not enough information, you're only really getting the speedometer and the tachometer and a fuel gauge. There's not really a lot of information there, but just you can actually change that. So you can set up your dash in the centre here to give you either your trip status alongside your speedo like that there, or you can change it to be your fuel status, and you can have that shown alongside the speedo as well. So you can have more information if you want. It's just that you know, with the sort of Triumph minimal look that they quite often go for, by going just for the standard look in the middle of the dash, I think it looks fantastic. But if you want the other information that's there at fingertip, it's really easy to get. So the Tiger 900 GT Pro has a phenomenal spec on it. In terms of value for money, this is a phenomenal bike. This was our top seller at the shop last year by a country mile, and it's because it's just such a nice bike to ride. It's a manageable weight, it's got more than enough power than you would need for the road. That was the old model. They've upped that on this one. They've stuck another 15% power into the bike, so you're now sitting on this bike in 106.5 horsepower, which is just, I mean, that's all you'll ever need for the road, you know, especially on a bike like this, you know, a sort of touring adventure bike. It's plenty of power, and because of the characteristics of that T-plane triple engine, it gives you the impression that it's like a twin at the bottom end. It punches off a corner like a twin because of that twin pulse firing order. But when you get higher up in the revs, it feels more and more like a triple. It's just got the odd noise compared to the previous generation Tiger 800. It just feels a little bit more grumbly and a little bit more characterful, and I think it's all the better for it. It's fantastic. If you've not ridden a T-plane triple crank Triumph, you need to get in and get a shot on one. You will love it. And if you don't love it, I'll eat my heart. If you don't love it, tell me in the comments, right? If you do love it, tell me why you love it in the comments, because I'd love to hear. I wax lyrical about this engine. As many of you know that watch the channel, I'm an old Yamaha R1 rider, and I loved it when they went to the cross-plane crank. I loved the feel that you got through the back, through the seat of your pants, into the seat and into the back tyre. And this is exactly the same. It's got exactly the same type of characteristic about it. It just gives you such a involved riding experience when you're riding the bike. It's fabulous, absolutely fabulous. So they're doing the bike in 3 different models now. They're doing the bike in the GT, they're doing the bike in the GT Pro, and they're doing the bike in the Rally Pro. So they've ditched the rally model, the standard rally model. That if you want a rally, you want the sort of more off-road biased model, you need to opt for the Rally Pro. Now the GT Pro model that I'm on at the minute has got, you know, some really cracking top end spec on it. So this bike comes as standard with 5 riding modes. You've got obviously your TFT screen there. You've got electronic rear suspension, so you can actually dial in the suspension using the dashboard. So you get into your tools, you just go across and you go to your preload, and you can set the bike up for rider and rider and pillion, or rider and pillion with luggage. And then you can go in and you can sort of dial in your damping using the controls here, and you can go to sport, normal or comfort. So you can really dial in a cracking setting using your dashboard on the rear suspension. So it's like essentially electronic screwdrivers. So it saves you having to get your hands all mucky in at the back there trying to faff about with the wee tiny screws that you get for adjusting the suspension. And it's great for trial and error. You know, so if you're not a big suspension whiz like probably most of us, it's really quick to understand the difference in the feel when you go through the dashboard to find out what difference that setting makes when you make it, you know, in real time when you're sitting with your backside on the seat of the bike. But you're also getting in this bike a set of heated grips. You've got your handguards on the bike. They've sort of changed the mirrors a little bit. They've changed the shape of the mirror. You've also got heated seats on it, and you've got my favourite, the backlit switches. I just love them. I think they look fantastic. I think they look great at night time, and it makes the bike just look like a really nice place to sit when you're on it. And you've got your lights all sort of like quite subtle red lights on the bike. So
quite subtle little red lights behind the switches and things like that. It looks fantastic at night, it really does, and I just wish that Triumph would do that with every single bike. There's just some of the models don't have it yet. You've got a nice adjustable screen here. You use it, it's one hand adjustment. If I'm being honest with you, it could probably be doing with being a little bit higher for me. I can feel a bit of buffeting on my head, so I think if it was my bike, the first thing I would do is put a bigger screen on it for me. I find I'm getting a little bit of wind in my shoulders as well, so I'd probably try and widen it and just make it a little bit taller, and I think it would serve me well. But I'm 6 foot and I've got an odd shape. I've got short legs and a big long body, so you know, you might sit in this bike, test ride it and think it's absolutely fine. It's very personal. So, but you've got not only a heated rider seat, you've got a heated rear pillion seat as well, so your rear passenger will be sitting up at the back there in comfort, and you can put a top box on it with a pad on the back just to give them a nice place to sit when you're out sort of touring about. So a great and capable bike for doing plenty of miles on with your loved one in the back, or your girlfriend, or your boyfriend, or whatever you want to put, whoever you want to put in the back.
So let's get a good look at this bike. What do you think of this carnival red colour? It looks absolutely stunning in my eyes. I love the little details that they've done with this new 900 GT Pro. I love the side of the bike, the way they've sort of redesigned the way the air from the radiator fans scoops out away from the rider, so that you're not getting absolutely sweltered to death. I love the sort of the way they've cleaned up the front end with the nose, just to make it a little sort of more blended in to the rest of the bodywork on the tank. You know, the bike's got some really cracking technology on it. You know, you've got your Triumph shift assist, and to my mind it seems to feel a little bit smoother now. It's the way it's sort of, especially in first gear, when you select into first gear, it's just so silky smooth the way it jumps up into gear, and the downshifts on the bike are just, they're totally seamless, absolutely seamless. You've got heated grips, you've got heated seats, including the riders. The passenger seat is heated on the bike as well. You've got 5 rider modes. It's just a really sort of rider-centric technology package that the bike's got. The bike's fitted standard. It's got a Bluetooth package with it, so you download the Triumph connectivity app, and you can sort of pair it through the dash, and you've got you know, turn-by-turn navigation. You've got your music, so you've got your music app will come up on the screen and stuff like that. That new TFT screen just looks really crisp and really up to date actually. You've got best-in-class Brembo Stylema monoblock calipers, and as I said, the modulation through the lever, it feels quite firm actually to touch, but one finger, 2 finger braking is absolutely fantastic. The modulation that you get and the feel that you get through that brake lever is just absolutely immense. So as I mentioned earlier on, this seat is actually, it's 20mm higher, but it's more padded, it's more packed, and it's slightly wider, so is the passenger seat, and it just gives you a lot more comfort on that seat. You could sit in that seat for a long time, go for many miles, and you would not get rider fatigue. It's a fantastic new ergonomic seat that's on the bike. It's really cool actually, really comfortable to sit on. So the weight of the bike now wet is 222 kilograms. So very similar to what it was before, and your rider seat is 820 to 840mm. So with that extra padding, it just puffs it up a wee bit and just makes it a little bit higher. But you can get a lower seat, and what Triumph are telling us is that the lower seat has been made far more comfortable than the old lower seat was. 106.5 horsepower coming out of that T-plane triple engine, and you've got 90 newton meters of torque as well, and it's that 90 newton meters of torque that gives it that low down shove and low down grunt. Triumph are telling us it's got a 20 litre fuel tank on the bike, and Triumph are telling us that you're getting 60.4 mils per gallon. So I'm quite keen to find out from current Tiger 900 owners, is that realistic? Is that what you're getting from your bike? Let everybody know, put it in the comments, what is the real life miles per gallon that you get out of the bike?
I love this colour, carnival red. It's such a deep and sort of pearlescent and rich looking gorgeous red colour. It is really fantastic, and we're doing that colour on a few different bikes now, and every one they've brought out, especially, by the way, we've got a Speed Triple come in the showroom the other day in this colour, and it's this colour in silver, and it looks incredible, absolutely gorgeous. So I don't know what Triumph have been doing recently with their colours, but they seem to be turning out some really nice colours. They went through a bit of a period when they might have been sleeping a little bit in terms of their colour choices, but they've certainly turned that corner, because the colours that they're sending through is just now are fantastic. The bike's running on a 19-inch front wheel and a 17-inch back wheel, and it turns. The rally versions have got a 21-inch front wheel. This bike is designed predominantly for road riding. You could take the bike and do a little bit of sort of off-roady stuff, you know, some light off-road work on it as well, some fire roads or forestry trails, things like that. But I think this bike's sweet spot is on the road, going touring and just munching the miles. The big change in the bike was the increase in horsepower, and to be honest, it feels, you can feel a bit of difference down low. I think you can feel a bit more shove in the bike. It definitely feels smoother, the pickup feels smoother, but I don't think it's night and day. No, I don't think you're going to get off your Tiger 900 and go, oh my god man, that's a huge power increase. I think I've not really taken it high up in the rev range today because it's a brand new bike and I want to be quite coy with the bike. I want to look after the bike for the next person that's going to take it on, so I've not been pushing it, but I think that it's more the top end of the rev range that you'll find that increase in horsepower. But there is definitely a bit more shove down below. I can feel a bit more torque and a bit more get up and go coming out of corners. But as I say, the biggest thing for me is the smoothness. It's how smooth it's delivering the power. It's really, really silky smooth. Now I don't know if you can hear it, but this has been quite a stealthy change that they've made on the bike. But I don't know how they've done it, I don't know how they've got round it, but they've deleted one of the cats from the bike, which makes it breathe better and it makes it sound better. It sounds fantastic compared to the old one. It really does. I can imagine this with a can on it, because they're now doing an Akrapovic Triumph Approved silencer for the bike. But you know, even putting an aftermarket option on it, it sounded fantastic with the old one with the Scorpion can on it, and that was still with the two cats attached. So now that you've got only one cat in and the bike's more open, it's more noisy, it's standard, so with a can on it, it's going to sound incredible. It handles a dream, honestly. It handles an absolute dream, the bike. And the pickup out of corner is superb. I love how it punches. That's the T-plane triple. I love how it punches off the corner. It's fantastic. Listen to that noise. Amazing. And then quick shifter up to the corner. Down a gear, down a gear, down a gear. So settled, so composed. Just drop into the corner. Hold the line. Blocked by a van. Can't believe it. Let's go. Pickup's just gorgeous on it. Down a gear, into second gear, into the corner, tip it in, and then roll on the throttle coming out the bend. Away she goes. Oh my god, it's amazing to ride this bike. Really, really gorgeous to ride. The subtle changes they've made to it, I think, have made a big difference as a package. It's just such an engaging bike to ride. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Well, there we go, the Tiger 900 GT Pro. What a treat that was today to take this out for a ride. I think Triumph have done, it's not you know, a major change. It's had lots of little changes, and I think all those changes added together have made up for a really compelling package. I think the bike is such a nice bike to ride. The added power it's got is just enough to be noticeable, but not too much. It's got a really comfortable seating position, a really comfortable seat. It's such an agile bike, and it's got some really new sort of technology features added to it, the new TFT screen. It's all round, it's just a fantastic package. Would I upgrade if I had a 900 GT Pro, old model? I probably would, because I think that everything together makes a really good value package. 900 GT Pro and the 900 Rally Pro and Rally, they're fantastic sellers, the old models, so you'll always get good money back for them. So I think, you know, if you're thinking of upgrading it, come and get a shot of one. take it for a ride, see what you think yourself, but I think you'll be impressed. But listen, thanks again for tuning in to Cymoto Photo. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if I've earned your subscription, and if you want to buy me a coffee, there's a link down the bottom. It'll either go towards a coffee or some fuel for the bike. But listen, thanks again for tuning in to Cymoto Photo. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy, man.